Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
This hand looks really good. I think I'm going to put back Fatal Push and regret it when I'm playing against a creature deck. And feel really smart if I'm not.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Iovine, 4 months in a row. GTZs, thank you for Twitch Prime. Hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, I think you could cut the Griselbrand. I think you could cut Griselbrand for like 4th Liliana pretty easily. But the Griselbrand's been okay today. It's been not bad.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Did I miss a subscribe? Iovine, GTZs, and Savith. What's today's record? I think 7-3. Didn't do very well in the first league. My opponent's kept a completely unkeepable hand, though. It's nice. Immediately top Sexatron piece. Of course. Probably gonna get Watery Grave because of Liliana here. Yep, 2 Tron pieces. I mean, sorry, they just scryinged, but of course. What else were they gonna draw? That being said, we actually are gonna combo kill them, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Give me 1 second here. Did I spell this right in my tweet? There's only 1 L. Colossification. Okay. Tweet sent. And gonna focus on the match. I think we want to save the Jace loot for after we cast our gifts. So we can gifts for Bruna, Colossification, Goryo's Vengeance. And unless they get Tormod's Crypt off of their Jace here, which they might do because we have Jace. If they don't get Tormod's Crypt, we win. Right? What's the lore on Tron players? I have no idea, dude. Jeztus? How do you... Is it Jeztus? I certainly, feel people not saying your name correctly. What's better for you, gifting subs or straight donations? It's certainly sweet of you to ask that. I would prefer gifted subs to donos if you're interested in supporting the stream in that way. Because, my biggest goal is just to grow the channel the best I can instead of just getting money. So I believe the 4th card we get doesn't matter. I think I'm just going to get the Radical idea, but the 4th card shouldn't matter because we have the Jace.
Welcome, Spike.
Very nice of you to give 5 stars, Dave. I do appreciate it. Happy New Year, everybody. New year, new deck, killing people with Bruna, Colossification. I've been really excited for this deck all week. I stayed up pretty late last night, all the way to midnight with Esther, drinking a couple of bottles of champagne, and woke up early today, super excited to play this deck. Did Sodek get a gifted sub? Awesome.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
I guess we don't need to loot now. We're going to flash back the Vengeance with Jace. This does not matter what we discard. Game over. It is nice Colossification can be put into play from hand or from graveyard. Doof Monster subscribing, thank you. Love to see a new subscriber. Doofensmirch. Is that the Phineas and Ferb guy?
What's up? It's me.
Oh, and we have a hype train too. That's crazy. Attack Karn, and who could kill Karn? Yeah. I mean, they probably aren't beating the Bruna in play, but we'll just kill them. I do like Raven's Crime against Tron, bring it to Duress too.
What's up? It's
this
me,
matchup certainly seems like
Spike.
the combo is our plan A, which is not very common. I think we probably want to bring in bringing the third Decay to deal with like Relic, Grafdigger's Cage, Tormod's Crypt, and then cut the pushes. This looks pretty good to me. Did I already up the Bruna kill count? It was no, I didn't. That's the 7th one. I mean, I think we have to keep this. I know it's a one-lander, but it's like a one-lander that has Bruna and Jace and a discard spell, and yeah, it's just so close to killing, like with a turn 1 discard spell, and I think it's a keep. So my opponent does have Tron this time, does not currently have a payoff though. This could be a turn 3 kill if we get lucky and draw the Colossification. Be awesome. Of course, this is like the league I didn't predict on Bruna. Probably don't want to do a prediction on Bruna when we've already killed once. Would this deck benefit from Growth Spiral? So I think that you can build the deck with Growth Spiral and counter spells, or without Growth Spiral. And so, sorry, also this deck is playing Growth Spiral. Goryo's Vengeance on Uro is a Growth Spiral. But if you tell me where you can fit it in the deck, let me know, and maybe you could. Alright, loot with Jace. I kind of want to keep the Bruna in my hands. We could Growth Spiral with Vengeance here. Although, how likely is it that they kill my Jace and I need the Bruna in the graveyard? I think probably likely enough, and I want to hold the Vengeance for Bruna, of course, so no graveyard hate, please. Hopefully they've just flooded out. Although I guess we could have Vengeance our Uro and then flashback Vengeance with Jace. That could have been a plan. And then like maybe we wouldn't be missing our 4th land drop here, but we found it. And we can kill them next turn. So we even beat like a lot of their threats here. Like we just have to, of course, Gifts for any pile with Colossification, and we get there. Maybe I'm supposed to do it now to play around Veil of Summer, because Veil of Summer does counter Gifts, but this green mana will fizzle end of turn. Oblivion Stone. Do they have the mana to sack it? They're 1 short right now, but they probably have a land to play, yeah. So we can Gifts for, I believe, Abrupt Decay, Colossification, and 2 fetch lands and win. Don't see how this goes wrong. Tron players are not smart enough to play Veil as a counter. Sometimes you play against a good Tron player and it's pretty scary. We did 5-0 J, right? Yeah. I think we're about to win our 6th match in a row. Yeah, so we get to flashback Decay and then Vengeance. Doesn't really matter what we discard. I guess I'll discard Colossification probably. Isn't Osun a problem? It's not, because we have accounted for this by gifting for the pile we just gifted for. Do not worry, dear chatter. If they O-Stone to kill Jace, we just Goryo's Vengeance. And then we win anyways. It's shitty dissing opponent based on information. I think you probably could chill a bit. We're just teasing, right? I was even just reading chat. But they also kept really bad hand game 1 at the same time, if we want to diss them. I am doing my best to be a grateful streamer at all moments, so maybe I am in the wrong. Yeah, Toxic E-Boy. Bruna kill count 8. That's good. Can we draw the Colossification? Goryo's Vengeances are not expensive. They're like $2 right now, I think. They got reprinted, right? And they just haven't been being played at all. Oh, it's this bad deck? Let's take the star. Oh no, Goose blocks Bruna. Ah. Oops. Okay, we can edict the Goose. Spike reads chat and laughs. It's pretty shitty that you're dissing our opponent. Sorry for being an ungrateful streamer again. Maybe we should buy Goryo's Vengeances before MH2. When Wizards will surely print in Tomb. Oh man. Sodek will be unstoppable when they print in Tomb, not if. Our opponent's playing, I believe... I mean, this could not be the... There's like a Paradox Engine combo deck running around. It could be, you know, just like Temur Wurza with a, you know, kind of a weak hand that got its like only card advantage spell discarded. I don't think I want to flip Jace yet, so I'm just going to loot first. We can also cycle a Goryo's Vengeance to get back Uro. You know, Growth Spiral. So I think I'll just discard Uro. Maybe... And then Thoughtseize, and then Vengeance on their turn. Yeah. Definitely taking the breach. Oh, Colossification does not grant trample. Not quite that good. And Mox Amber Keenan Mystery card. Foolishly not trying to get above 25 life for the combo. Alright, this is their turn. I'll just go ahead and cycle this. Path and Historic would have been pretty interesting. Oh, we did it! That's the combo! Dude, this is gonna be our third game in a row we kill with Bruna. This is awesome. I'm so pumped. Pumped and grateful. Oh, could have even plus Liliana first. Doesn't really matter. Bruna kill count 9 today. We've killed 9 people this way today. Or I guess 9 times. Sometimes it was twice in the same match. Yeah, that is, I will say, a big part of playing a brew like this is people aren't expecting it, right? So that certainly is a huge part of why it's working. We haven't broken it or anything, but that is the brewer's advantage. I want the push. Probably want the thirst too. They play just so many cheap creatures. Probably need to have some surgicals in our sideboard. Could see cutting the Gaia's Blessing. His mill might be dead. Might cut the Griselbrand. Nah, Griselbrand seems okay. Jace seems really good. Duress is maybe okay. Kind of want the Thirst too. I don't know what we're cutting. Liliana seems good. It seems crazy to go below 3 Uro. Jace seems kind of uncuttable. The discard spells seem uncuttable. I guess we can trim Griselbrand in the 4th Vengeance and just be like a little less in on the combo. With our opponent not disrupting us, it's probably fine. Would I play this in the Modern Challenge? Probably not if I was trying to win it, but maybe for fun. I don't really mind playing like a suboptimal deck in the challenge for fun. But it's I don't think that like I've broken it or anything. It's just I think this deck is decent and unexpected. But probably not like some crazy good deck that's broken the format. Just like a fun, playable deck. I try not to overhype it when I've got a new brew. I'll let you guys decide if I break it or not. Okay, I guess we're pushing that. They mulligan to 5.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring
Roar of
Spike.
the Odin, 5 months ago. Happy New Year's. Yeah, it's been this year has been awesome. I have no idea. Well, I do know what I'd be doing if it wasn't for the stream. I'd be Still working a dead-end job that I hate. I'd be like so much more socially isolated if it weren't for you guys. But the growth has been really, really good too. It's crazy to think 2 years ago I had 0 viewers. Actually 0 viewers. Fatal Push, Thoughteize, the killer of fun combo decks. I kind of just play Sanctuary tapped. What was my old job? I was an IT guy. I still am an IT guy, I think, deep down in my heart. To go Uro into Swamp Thoughtseize here. If they, I think that if they have a spell, we're like really happy to Thoughtseize it. If they have a land in their hand, then that's fine too. But I think it's a spell. No! Can you fix my Minecraft? Yeah, DM me with all the specifics and we can do a Zoom call. Yeah, I'm rooting for you, Emma. I'm definitely rooting for you. It's scary to transition into the full-time content creation thing, but it also is like very, very liberating. I was just like, it's the kind of decision I think that you don't know how good or bad it is until you make it, and then you can like feel how good or bad it is. I'm gonna leave a land in my yard for Loam. And I was just like super relieved and happy when I made the call, or not when I made the call, when I got fired, but when it was happening, I was really happy. Let go from COVID. All right, Emery is definitely keeping them in this. Maybe if we hit land, we can Colossification our Uro, but it's also not very good to do that since like they can just block a bunch. Okay, so now we can kill them with Bruna next turn. Dude, I think that we are killing them with Bruna like an unreasonable amount of the time here, but it's feeling pretty good. We could play around Veil, like them drawing another Veil. They've already played 2 though, and if we just like get Bruna right now, Bruna Vengeance, we're playing pretty face up, and it's also possible we want to get some interaction if we feel like we need to. No, there was not a window where I was on unemployment, Travis. Although I like qualified, I didn't want to use it since I was definitely making enough on the stream to, not need it. And maybe I didn't even qualify because I was streaming full time. I didn't really look into it that hard. But I'm full time for I think almost 6 months now, and I'm super happy every day. And even though the whole grateful thing has become a bit of a meme, I am very grateful. Even if I come across as an asshole constantly. They've got no cards in their hand, so getting discard spells probably isn't worth. Might get like Loam, Field of the Dead. Not that it really matters, but if they disrupt us, I'd like to have access to Loam, Field of the Dead. Yeah, I bought one foil Bruna today, just in case the card spiked in price. I think it would be a really pretty foil to have in case I ever built the deck in paper. I bet the foil is just amazing too. Alright, they've been the Vengeance. It's fine. I don't think they know about the Bruna, right? I think they're just trying to play around discard spells really well and didn't realize they needed to find some interaction.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
Yeah, but playing the older list, Jace is just also so good with the plan, so I like this version so much more than the other one we built a while ago. Misha, thank you for 3 months in a row. YouTube Frog here. I'm glad that you're here. Hope you're having a good day today. Glad the YouTube is going so well. If you guys haven't checked out the YouTube, you want to see more of the stream or more of the videos of the stream, you can. This is crazy. This is our 4th game in a row killing with Bruna. Too bad it wasn't last league. Sorry, guys. The combo is Bruna plus Goryo's Vengeance plus Colossification, and then Gifts Ungiven sets it up. It actually feels pretty good. Let's keep this. Alright, put back Sanctuary. What's the Evergreen tweet, Azur? Don't know what you're referencing. Yeah, 10 matches 1 with Bruna is pretty good. They have 2 bolts for Jace. Probably just take their... Hazoret's kind of tough to beat too, although we have Liliana to Edict. They also only have 2 lands. Okay, I'll take a look, Azur. Okay, I'm gonna play that. I don't think I want to cycle the Sandbar now, but I'll probably cycle it end of turn. Not gonna play the Jace into the bolts. Come on, they drew land plus Blood Moon. It's pretty good. I guess our good luck had to end at some point. It's pretty unlucky though. Although we've been beating up... This red-black deck has been super popular today. We've been beating up on it. Maybe that's part of the reason why we haven't been comboing as much, is because this is a matchup where we side out the combo. Although maybe we'll leave it in for game 2 because they didn't see a ton of our deck. They might not bring in Graveyard Hate. Although they saw like Lonely Sandbar, Sultai lands. They did see a discard spell though. So it's possible we could leave in the combo for game 2, and then in game 3, bring in the Gargaroths. I kind of like that. I think the Gargaroths get worse if they don't like bring in all this Graveyard Hate. I don't know what the Thoughtseize is. I think I do want the 4th push. I did bring it in. Okay. Yeah, I'll cut the Jaces. Well, they may cut removal spells. Let's trim like the 4th Goryo's Vengeance, the Griselbrand, 1 Jace, the Inquisition. No, I think the Inquisition's fine. But maybe it's the card that should go. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look. Alright, Veil on turn 1 is so nice to have, although it makes me feel a little dirty. Am I more incentivized to keep some Liliana in when I've seen Hazoret? Yeah, but I also think Liliana is like decent against them in general, but definitely good against Hazoret too. But Hazoret also, could just be blanked by Uro blocking, Jace, or Field of the Dead. Oh yeah, the Harry tweet, yeah. Evergreen. Getting Breeding Pool if they discard spell. Guess I was the bad guy all along. Oh, yeah, I mean, and so when you have Vengeance plus Gifts, it's pretty nice to just go end of turn Gifts, Bruna Colossification, cast Vengeance. It's kind of like a Splinter Twin. Splinter Twin situation, if you will. We do need to draw a land to keep a 2-lander on the play. Got to cycle Veil. Haven't found the 3rd one yet. Got a lot of lands in the deck, so we have 24 more lands to draw into and a Loam in the deck to find. I think I'm happy enough to gust that. Just like use my mana. It's kind of awkward to like put this back on top. They probably just bottom it. I really want to use my mana too. They do put it on top, which I'm totally fine with. I want to get Basic Island pretty badly here, actually, but I don't know that I can because of Blood Moon, or because I should maybe just play Liliana instead. It's kind of tough. I mean, Liliana's also not even like that good here. Yeah, I'm gonna play her though. This could be just a game losing play. Discard Blood Crypt. Yeah, maybe this was just bad. Can possibly ultimate Liliana and split Blood Moon versus lands. Although they get to escape Kroxa, so I have to Edict if they do that. Oh, I get to actually Vengeance Uro here to cycle it. Look for a land or something. Yeah, maybe I was supposed to read it because of the Fetcher basic, yeah. Probably on me. Okay, this allows us to plus Liliana next turn because we can push the Kroxa. Which I think is good. Oh, wow. I mean, if we gust the moon, they just put it back on top. But I think this is still the line. Can't you Vengeance? No, the Uro still gets sacrificed when it comes back to play. Doesn't quite work that way. They do put the Blood Moon on top, so their hand next turn is going to be Blood Moon Mystery card. Yeah, I think I'm just going to make them Hellbent here. Seems fine. They're top decking now. Yeah, Channeler. Breaks my heart to discard Colossification, though. So hopefully they don't draw like they're one of Dreadbore. We drew basic Forest. Awesome. I think a pretty easy split here. And pretty easy they sack Blood Moon, I think. Especially because I have 2 basics already. Get rid of 1 Gust, push Liliana. Okay. I want to keep lands in the yard for Loam too. I think that Stone Raining our opponent is greedy. I am not happy. I think if my opponent keeps land Blood Moon, but if they get rid of Blood Moon, we get to escape Uro. I think it's very greedy to try to get rid of 1 land, which honestly doesn't even matter very much to get rid of a land there. I think I'm just going to discard a land to Liliana here. And then maybe we discard the other land to Kroxa. I guess there is still a card short of escaping again. Oh my gosh. I think it would have been too greedy to go after another land, but
What's up? It's
may
me,
have
your
ended
friend,
up being
Aspiring
fine.
Spike.
Alright, Liliana down. It's a good top deck. Swinda 3 months in a row. Is Bruna plus Colossification the new Splinter Twin? Hell yeah, it is. Opponent's also just dead if we draw Gifts Ungiven. Okay, Radical Idea. It's interesting. Guess we cast it now. It's really not that much we could... Yeah, there's actually nothing we would want to cast at sorcery speed after tapping our only blue source. So this way, this is a bit better against like a discard spell. That is like a discard spell. Alright. Man, Hazoret... Blood Moon into Spyro, into Hazoret, into Liliana, although we discarded this. They're definitely making a comeback here. Kind of have to find gifts. We have a lot of life to work with, and they're dead if we find a Gifts Ungiven. But also, we could also... Oh, we have Radical Idea to discard Bruna if we draw it. Okay, they can't Edict that. And then this wins. So if they don't draw an answer to Jace, we win. Let me cycle my Triome, I guess. See if this like changes my plan. No. Gonna hold these to discard to Liliana and Kroxa. Yeah, so if they don't top deck a way to kill this or something else that interacts with me, we win. You know, Graveyard Hate interacts with us. Boil kills my island. I'm itching to put that Bruna kill count up to 11. Turn it all the way up to 11. Alright, looks like we win. Close game, though. Like, they top decked really well. Up until that last top deck, I guess. I'm just gonna get Bruna as the only card. I don't see any reason to get 2 cards here. Give them more information and waste time. Bruna kill count 11. It's like our 5th one of the... All 5 of our game wins this league have been with the combo. Although we're going to slide it out for game 3. Yeah, 4 mana into. Great card. Turn that knob up to 11. What does Bruna do? Bruna, whenever it attacks or blocks, you may attach any number of auras on the battlefield, in hand, or in your graveyard to Bruna. And the only aura we play is Colossification, but that's enough because it gives +20/+20. And because Bruna's already attacking, the fact that Colossification taps is not an issue. And so you smack him for 25. And I think this deck's pretty good. I'm liking it a lot. However, I think our opponent's going to be bringing in a lot of graveyard hate, which is why we have this sideboard plan of cutting the package and just playing like a bunch of Gargaroths and play like a Sultai midrange deck. So we can play like 1 Thoughtseize, 1 Bloodchief's Thirst. I want to play Thoughtseize. No, Inquisition, yeah. Oh, we didn't even need the Colossification. That's funny. They were at 5. If you have an Inkmoth Nexus in play to start a turn and play a second, is there a way to know which one won't have Summoning Sickness? Yes, if you right-click on it, it will say newly controlled if it's the one that has Summoning Sickness. Sounds good. Thoughtseize seems pretty good. I don't know. They're definitely the aggro deck, and they empty their hand pretty quickly. Where Thoughtseize becomes dead pretty quickly. It's like a really bad top deck, and this matchup comes down to top decks a bunch. And we have a lot of answers to Blood Moon post board with 4 Gust and 3 Decay, so that we're not like desperate to discard their Blood Moon, you know. Yeah, see, there's the graveyard hate. I mean, which still is relevant against us, but is no longer just absolutely destroying us, I think. Gonna save this fetch to maybe get a basic land. If they play Blood Moon, I'm gonna get Forest. That way we can cast either Decay or I guess we can't cast Gust. Yeah, right. We have 4 Gust and 3 Decay. So I guess we would get an island. But with my opponent not playing anything, I'll just get a Triome. Alright, let's get the island. We could play Uro this turn, but I think against an opponent who's like missing land drops, just get Liliana down. I think I'm okay if they crack their spell bomb. They probably will, because they missed their land again. Feed the Swarm. It's a bad card against us, I think. They get to discard it, of course. Would love if they just played like a 2-drop for me to push. No, they played Moon. They also like may struggle playing double black spells, and we drew a very good card in Gifts Ungiven here, so now we can gifts for like basic forest, basic islands, or maybe we got snow-covered forest, snow-covered forest, regular forest, Aether Gust, Decay. We'll see. We don't have to make our decision right now. But something along those lines sounds good to me. They did have 2 more spells to make 2 tokens, which is bad for us. They don't play a land either, which they could be holding to discard to Liliana. Okay, so we could get Snow-Covered Forest, Regular Forest, Aether Gust. Loam, maybe? They discarded a second Spell Bomb. I have a Gargaroth in hand. It's kind of like getting Loam here. So they probably, I mean, if they give us Aether Gust Loam, then we get back both lands. If they give us Snow-Covered Forest, we just cast Gargaroth in 2 turns. Always so fun to gifts for basic land, Snow-Covered basic land. So the standard gifts pile is Bruna, Colossification, Goryo, Radical Idea with a fetch land in hand. Yes. And then there's like another pretty common pile, I think, that includes Life from the Loam, Lonely Sandbar, Uro, a Field of the Dead when you're just trying to grind. And then if you have Goryo's Vengeance in your hand, you're often just going to put Bruna, Colossification in your yard, and then use it as a double Entomb, which I think is decent. So assuming their turn is just replay Blood Moon, we get to Gargaroth with push up, and I doubt they have a ton of answers to push. And they don't make that play, which is kind of crazy to me because I have this Uro in the graveyard.
Welcome, Spikelings.
How do you Gust Moon plus Loam if they give you both spells? Because I have an island already in play. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what we did. Confused. How do you do what you just did? Alright, let's escape Uro off of basic islands. Do I want to discard anything first? Yeah. Just gonna leave the Delta in my yard to get back with Loam, then discard it. Any thoughts to playing the fetch to fetch another island? I thought I also did that too. Maybe the chat's a bit lagged. That's probably what's going on if I'm getting these questions. Get back Delta discarded, discarding Loam. Fair enough. You bring up some good points. We'll see if they play around Fatal Push or not. Not that our Liliana really does anything. Yeah, I guess I'm pushing a Spyro no matter what. But our Liliana has very little value here, so I don't know if I'm even going to bother saving her. In fact, if she goes to the graveyard, we get to escape Uro a bit better, and we just have a second Lily in our hand. Yeah, so I think I'll just kill the Spyro attacking me if there is one, which there isn't. I guess I'll still kill a Spyro. Could have maybe saved the push for Kroxa, actually. Could have been better. Like to find Field of the Dead, maybe. Did not find Field of the Dead. I do want to keep escaping Uro, of course. So boring, but it's definitely correct. Could Mystic Sanctuary. Hold on. We could Mystic Sanctuary back Decay. But I don't even think I care enough about Liliana to do that. Nice. Now we can just like Loam plus Jace. Already have both of our islands in play. Probably getting Sunken Hollow here. Seems good. Man, Jace blocks here. It's so good. It's also just a creature to sack if they top deck a second Liliana. If my opponent escapes Crooks, I'll just discard Liliana. And maybe we can shrink Kroxa with Jace like we did earlier today. There's so much of this red-black deck on Magic Online right now. I feel like I've played against it like 5 times today.
Welcome, Spikelings, to the Shark Typhoon.
They have 2 discards. Wall of Bromans, good username. Thank you for your tier 1 subscription. Hope you're having a good day today. New year, new gen deck, or red-black deck. Okay. Dredge Loam. Milled over land, Gargaroth. Gonna flip Jace. Nice. Although I have to discard this, of course. And then shrink Kroxa, so it's not a 1-for-1 trade, but even like a 1-for-1 trade is kind of just totally fine. I want to dredge Loam. Not really, I think. Don't have Sandbar. Don't have like the combo in my deck. Cool. So now maybe we can bait them into double blocking because we were really smart and didn't dredge Loam. Sure thing, Wall. I try to answer as many questions as I possibly can, but I don't always feel like I have time to. But I do make an effort. Well, I agree with you, Dogs in a Horsesuit. I agree that the combination of Uro, Field of Dead, Sanctuary, Veil is just too good. And but that being said, you know, I have certainly built my deck to be able to beat Blood Moon in this matchup. You know, I'm playing a bunch of Abrupt Decay, which is not necessarily a card that sees a ton of play, but it is largely there for Blood Moon and other like graveyard hate spells. And I'm definitely playing around Blood Moon the whole time. And so I do think that, you know, maybe if a card is just impossible to play around and just having in your deck makes the matchup good, you know, maybe that's a bad thing. But I agree the combination of Uro, Field of Dead, Sanctuary, Veil of Summer is just too much. And I would like to ban Uro. But we're also not talking about bans right now. This is not an invitation to talk about bans for an hour. Game is pretty over. We also milled over a Radical Idea for just that tiny bit of extra value. Says, feel you win. GG back. We have won our last 8 matches with this deck. It's feeling pretty good about it. Sam looks pretty good. Let me keep it. Yeah, fine. I'm making Liliana playable, but I'm also still kind of the bad guy. I don't know. I think this deck's fine. You know, if we're, you know, it's still pretty fun playing Gifts Ungiven, Bruna, Colossification, but Uro and Field of the Dead and Mystic Sanctuary have so many synergies with Gifts that I just don't think you can not play them, as much as I wish that weren't true. Probably taking Stirrings here. Not a very good mulligan our opponent had to take. Kind of strange to see Grazer still in the hand, but it's possible like the card that got put on the bottom was like a second Grazer. With like a weaker hand like this, without a lot of actions, it's pretty common to not have Grazer. Oh, I didn't click off the Explorer. They're also going to be dead on turn 5 with this hand. Maybe not if I use this to Thoughtseize, I guess. They found the Field of the Dead. 2 Explorers. They also Yargle Explorers. Very classy. Just discard Field. We have Loam to get it back later. But our game plan is definitely to throw a Bruna at them. Maybe I was supposed to leave up a Revolted Fatal Push, actually. We're getting Titaned, of course. No, we're not. Sorry, we still can't be. For whatever reason, I thought they'd do that in response. I didn't leave up Revolted Fatal Push, and We'll see how punished we get for it, I guess. Would have been pretty nice to be able to push this Dryad. They can't Titan, though. So their hand is... Oh, they can, because they have the Grazer. Wait, they drew mana to Titan and Dryad and Titan? Like, exactly? It's pretty sick. Obviously, you know, I got super punished. And, like, I made a bad mistake here by not leaving up the push. It was Karn. So it's hard for me to... complain too much. They probably get Grafdigger's Cage too. Maybe not. Maybe they get something else. They get Coding. Coding does not stop me here by itself. I'm just trying to think. Their hand is Bounce Lands. So they could get a Sundering Titan. They could get a Sundering Titan here if we don't interact with them. If they get Sundering Titan, we're in bad shape. But I think if they got Coding, they're just going to try to kill one of my lands. And so, because their hand is Bounce Land, Coding, if they just don't top deck a Titan, we win the game. So, I think I'm going to hope that... You know, they got Coding, so I don't think that they're going to Titan. Oh, no, I should have played the Delta, though. Sorry, I should have played the Delta. Talk about it for 2 minutes and then still make the same mistake. The top deck a Titan, it doesn't matter a ton. But they're dead now if they bricked, right? If they are just trying to kill my Triome, we get to throw. Oh, we have to push this Grazer. We have to push this Grazer. I missed that part of it. It's kind of funny. Oh, they actually are smart and didn't immediately plus the Karn. But we have to use our mana now that they're going to their second main phase. Which kind of stinks. Yeah, they can minus and get Cage, but we can maybe draw Abrupt Decay. I still think we Gifts for this pile. We have to, because we can't use the mana anymore. So very smart for them not to plus. They put Vengeance in my hand. It's kind of interesting. If they Sundering Titan, we don't win. They get Tormod's Crypt. Bummer. Although potentially not the end of the game. They drew a second Dryad. Do I block and flip Jace, or do I wait to flip Jace? I think I want to wait. Opponent needs to sack their Crypt now, too. Oh, my opponent's made a fatal mistake. Because now I get to fetch for Breeding Pool. And Goryo's Vengeance is an instant. And the Colossification is in my hand. Well, that was nice. That is certainly the Brewer's advantage, right? People are going to make mistakes like this. Never playing against the combo before. Mistakes were made. Opponent's playing like super tight too. Yeah, definitely got to remember to push the Grazer. Bruna kill count 12. Make sure I click correctly. Just a brain fart, never playing against it before, you know what I mean? Bruna, kill count 12. So I'm going to sideboard as fast as I possibly can in order to get more coffee. Sideboarding at the speed of light, the speed of sound. I think last time I only played 2 Decay. I think that with seeing Karn and the fact that it can get like Graveyard Hate, I want to get the third one. Because I do think we're pretty in on the combo. I also think you could cut the Griselbrand. The Griselbrand hasn't like been a big deal. It also hasn't been bad, I'll say. But I think it's a card that you could maybe cut. I might cut Inquisition. Inquisition's like kind of medium against them. Could cut the third Liliana too. Let's go do that. Right, coffee. Sounds pretty good. Got a Colossification. We have, big part of the combo. Wait, did I mulligan that? Give me this, put back Sanctuary, I guess. Obviously this hand needs a bit of help, but I think we're supposed to keep it overgoing to 5. Standard gift pile is, if you don't have Goryo's Vengeance, Radical Idea, Bruna, Colossification, Goryo's Vengeance, and then you can Mystic Sanctuary back your Vengeance and put the Bruna in the yard with Radical Idea. But there's also like Lonely Sandbar, Loam, Uro, Field of the Dead is a pretty common pile. There's a lot of angles. If you already have Vengeance, you just put Bruna, Colossification in the yard. Cavern Dryad Mystery card is their hand. Sends a signal here. A powerful signal. Let me get a Triome this turn. Hope my opponent stumbles a bit. Because we kept kind of a medium 6-card hand. They do name giants. It's not a brick. They get a coding. Oh, I thought I yielded till end of turn. It doesn't really matter, I guess. That's not what I meant to do. I'm sure that was on me. Maybe too many Uros. We can Goryo's Vengeance Uro, which is like one of the nice things in the deck is like you're definitely a mid-range deck, and just being able to cycle your Goryo's Vengeance, gain 3 life, put a land into play is pretty nice. So you don't need to play Growth Spiral either. Goryo's Vengeance is your Growth Spiral, although not one you can cast on turn 2. I think on the play I want the 3rd Liliana back in the deck, and maybe we can cut the Inquisition. Although Inquisition into Lily is a big deal. Could cut this 3rd Decay, although could cut the 4th Gifts. Can be kind of bad to draw 2. Why is Griselbrand in the deck? So theoretically, I think if you have Goryo's Vengeance, but your opponent has an Ice Fang, or you suspect they have Path to Exile, you don't really want to go for Bruna. So you can just go for Griselbrand instead, is what I've been thinking. And Griselbrand hasn't been bad. I think having access to it is nice, but it doesn't need to be in the deck. I think that you could cut it if you find that it's bad. And I end up trimming it a lot in games where the Bruna package is almost certainly what we want to go for instead. Decay's kind of nice. If we decay the Dryad and they have a bounce land Titan, they can Titan though. So we might wait a turn on the Decay. Let me loot with Jace, see if we find a discard spell. 2nd Decay. Yeah, but if we kill Dryad and they have 2 untapped lands, they can Titan. If we kill Amulet and they have bounce land Titan, they can Titan. So I think we're supposed to hold up Gust here. Although it's pretty. We would much rather Decay. That way we could go Decay plus Gust next turn. Kind of unlikely that they have 2 untapped lands, right? Yeah, I think it's pretty unlikely they have 2 untapped lands, so I'm going to Decay the Amulet. And the next turn we can go Decay Dryad, hold up Gust. Obviously, this line can lose, and it does. But I think it was fine. Oh, it's Karn, which is pretty good, but they don't have a Titan in their hand. We fight on. They get a coding, which we can decay, but they still get to kill 1. Oh, well. We're in the same spot we were in last game, or at least a very similar spot. The thing is, they know how to play for sure now. Yeah, holding up Gust was really bad against this, for sure. Can we make our sideboard guys Blessing and Emrakul? I kind of like the idea. I'll think about it. It's a good suggestion. Oh, what a headache. They just do what they did last time where they coding activate, we float mana, then they go to their second main phase, and then we have to cast the gifts. But I guess we just don't have to cast gifts. Could maybe just decay the coding. Maybe they'll plus the Karn. Maybe they'll overthink it. Maybe they secretly have a Titan that they want to cast pre-combat. Really interesting game. They're pumping their Dryad, huh? Was not expecting this. Boros Garrison, pick up Sunhome. What a headache. They're just not going to walk into the same thing they walked into last time. What are we supposed to do here? This is one of the hardest turns I've ever had to play. Can maybe Gust the Dryad and decay the coding, or decay Tormod's Crypt if they Tormod's Crypt instead. I think that's what we have to do. Really, really cool turn though. This has been one of the most interesting games of Magic I've played in a long time, and at the end of the day, that's just what I love to do, is play interesting games of Magic. They're gonna tick down and get Grave Hate. Not if we take this line. They're gonna kill my land. But they're gonna tick down and get Grave. I mean, maybe you're responding to someone in chat, but they tick down and get Grave Hate if we cast the gifts. Yes, you're probably just responding to chat. No reason to tap the Jace right now because it's gonna flip. I'd like to find a land. We did not find any castable spells. I guess I'm just starting this and casting the Uro and feeling pretty bad about it. It's a lot of bricks on the land, sadly. A little unlucky. Kind of hoping to Inquisition, but it's not super likely we hit something off Inquisition. Karn's so good. They get Tormod's Crypt, and they pop it immediately. Fascinating. Also a mistake if we draw a land and they don't have any more interaction. They pick up Snow-Covered Forest with their Gruul Turf, and they pass it back. We draw Thoughtseize. Sadly, did not hit the land again. Their hand is, almost certainly bad, so I don't think we want to Thoughtseize. Just going to Uro. I'll Thoughtseize if I draw, an untapped black source, but... which we did. And then we can win over the course of 2 turns. Maybe I'll Inquisition. Nah, I don't think we're going to be able to get whatever they get off of Karn with Thoughtseize next turn. Second Karn. Alright, well we hit. Guess that makes sense for them to have that. Why doesn't killing coding on the stack stop your land from dying? Because coding targets my land. It becomes an artifact. If you kill coding, my land is still an artifact, and Karn is still in play, stopping my artifact from having an activated ability, and Karn is still in play, killing my land with a plus. Interesting. They can haste their Wormcoil, and then their Wormcoil is gaining them enough life to keep them not dead from Bruna. Jace's CMC is 2. they attack me or do they attack Jace? They attack Jace. And now I can't even combo. So I'm probably going to Gifts Ungiven for like a pile of lands here. And the next turn we escape Uro and get Field of the Dead online. I love Gifts Ungiven. Card's so fun. Do I still want to do that, drawing Misty Rainforest? Yes, I do. And I will scream at the sky, lamenting the fact that I drew the land one turn too late. So probably go like Field, Loam, Sandbar, fetch land. No, that I've like drawn a fetch land. And then they do have the double strike land in their hand, but they shouldn't have the ability to activate it and this, especially if they don't have a amulet. Sunhome enters tapped, and they also don't have double white. Oh, sorry, they do. They do have double white, double red. Never mind, but I think it still doesn't work. Oh, we actually have a hard time escaping Uro next turn because they gave us these. It's actually a big problem. Wait, Sunhome doesn't enter tapped? I think you guys are wrong. Oh, I'm wrong. Okay, I'm dead. I don't think I had lines then. I misremembered. I thought this entered tapped. I don't think we had outs then. Really, really well played by Freedmania. Very cool. Fall to 3-1. Huh, I really thought it entered tapped. Weird hand. I'm gonna keep, I think. It's close. This Griselbrand's like interesting at least. Blue-red prowess, and they have both of the good creatures. I guess I'll take the Swifty. Could take Manamorphose, take Swift Spear. We've been beating these red decks. We haven't played against specifically blue-red prowess though, which may be like the worst of all the variants against us, or the best of all the variants against us, I should say. Best for them, worst for us. If we play this, it's dying, but yeah, maybe we're supposed to like, maybe they just like burn us twice, but I think we just like play it and take the 1-for-1. Instead of just never casting it, possibly. They didn't cast the Manamorphose. Interesting. Maybe drawing the opt makes that make sense. Happy New Year, Spootu. Alright, take 3 down to 15. We draw Goryo's Vengeance. Alright, this means that they are dead on turn 5, assuming we live. And that they don't have a blocker, I guess. Assuming we live is kind of assuming a lot, but maybe. Might like showboat a bit. Pause, think. No, let's not cast our Fatal Push now for no reason. Yeah, they never believe that, do they? Alright, down to 8. We have a chance. We have a chance of them not being able to kill us next turn. Their hand is Scalding Tarn, Manamorphose, Mystery card. Well, I do think we're not supposed to play the Uro. Although we do have like the upside of like Uro into untapped land, and then we Goryo's Vengeance Uro and we get to gain 6. I think that if we don't hit the untapped land, like if this was an untapped land, I would probably play the Uro. But so we're at 7. They Manamorphose. We're not dead to opt. We're dead to any burn spell. Maybe we do just play the Uro. GG's Freedmania. Yeah, that was an awesome line. A good into the match. Yeah, I guess so. As much as I want to increase the Bruna kill count. Alright, did not hit a land, sadly. A pretty bad card. I'll feel kind of vindicated if we end the turn at like, 3 or less. Well, like at least have had a chance to win. Yeah, you definitely should have sacked the crypt on your turn, but I certainly don't blame you for not knowing how to play against this deck because it's kind of fresh brew. Radical idea at the top. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good for sure. We could also Goryo's Vengeance Jace. And then flashback Goryo's Vengeance on Griselbrand. Right? But then we're just gaining 7, you know. We're not paying 7, which is a problem. But we can maybe block. Oh, we could also maybe just be dead anyways. It's also kind of likely, huh? Close game. Closer than it looked. They don't know about the combo, so maybe we leave it in for game 2 and try to board it out for game 3. Or maybe we just, you know, get in on the Gargaroths now. I think that's probably a bit better. Kind of worried about Stormwing Entity. If you look at my removal split, I'm actually like super soft to Stormwing. So yeah, this is probably the prowess variant that you want to dodge. And in fact, because I'm so soft to Stormwing Entity, perhaps we need to be in on the combo still. So we can cut like Liliana's. Probably cut the Griselbrand. Oh, we don't want these Thoughtseizes, but yeah, I think I'm just kind of down to stay in on the combo. 2 Gust. I think this makes sense to me. They're going to bring in Graveyard Hate anyways. Probably yes. But the thing is, it's just like playing like this fair game when we have like so few answers to Stormwing feels kind of loose. Maybe we need to keep in Liliana because she answers Stormwing sometimes, but like it's kind of hard for that to happen maybe. Jace also seems pretty bad. They also saw Jace, so yeah, if we found an untapped land, we can like fetch for Sunken Hollow if we find a basic, and we can Goryo's Vengeance Uro and like maybe find a way to win. Play 1 Jace. Or a 3rd Gust. 1 Duress. 1 Veil of Summer. I'll play 1 Jace. I guess we keep this. It's not a very good hand, but it's like I think fine on the play. Might end up comboing. Yeah, they did bring in the Tormod's Crypts. Lucky to get to Inquisition at 1 Inquisition in the deck. Alright, that's Splinter Twin, baby. Honestly, this does kind of feel like Splinter Twin. I know we've just memed it to death, but end of turn gifts, untap Goryo's Vengeance. It's, you know, a turn slower, but, you know, maybe a little more resilient. And this could also be a 1-card combo. We also, you know, again, might be dead, but if they flood out a bit, we can kill them. Increase that Bruna kill counter. Ugh, it's so bad for us. Yeah, probably not surviving 2 more turns. Oh, they also drew Tormod's Crypts. Well, we had a good run. We won 8 matches in a row. But I think we're losing these 2. Bummer. This is a really good draw. I'm just trying to feel like our deck is never beating this draw under any circumstance, right? So maybe how we win this game is they flood out really badly and we get to gifts, and then we draw a second Goryo's Vengeance and they don't pop their Tormod's Crypt immediately, and we respond to the first Goryo's or the Tormod's Crypt with the Vengeance. But now they just have Stormwing Entity to block. Okay. Good beats. Yeah, we're also just dead next turn, no matter what. Alright, so 5-0 into 3-2. Or 2-3 into 5-0 into 3-2. I certainly am not going to pretend like this deck is broken, but especially for like still a pretty early draft, I was very impressed by the power level of the deck. This combo did feel good to me, the Vengeance Bruna Colossification thing, and it is always nice when you have like this 2-card combo in a mid-range deck that gets to play all of the good cards. You know, it kind of like Twin just got to play a ton of good interactive cards. So does this deck. And like the cost of playing, you know, these cards as like a package is not that high. The Radical Idea too, and like Goryo's Vengeance can be used on Jace or Uro, and you cycle it away, which is kind of nice. So I do like those things about the deck. I like the Gargaroths in the sideboard. I liked most of the sideboard. I kind of feel like I would like to find room for the 4th Decay in the main deck. I think you could maybe, or the 3rd Decay in the main deck, you could maybe cut the Griselbrand, maybe side in the Griselbrand when the Bruna plan isn't very good. That could be a thing you do. I also think Gaia's Blessing is maybe unnecessary. Like, Mill is not very popular right now, and we can also just beat Mill, I think. So, like, maybe you don't need this. And I also think this deck needs more hate for Oopsal spells. That was, I think, a problem that we were pretty light on interaction for that deck earlier. But sweet to 5-0. I hope that you guys like this deck. Hope that you guys...